and today I'll be talking to you about Independence Hall. So first, there'll be three areas that are important, that are historical sites. The first one is the Assembly Room, which you saw, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court Chamber, and the bell tower and the steeple. So I'll give you a little historical, like when it was built and whatever. It was built in 1732. It was started in 1732 and ended in 1753. And it was designed by master builder Edmund Woolley and was overseen by Andrew Hamilton. There have been many renovations over time. In 1721, the original tower was removed, and in 1828, it was built by William Strickland, and that's where you see the clock. Before, the clock wasn't added, and also the steeple wasn't actually originally part of the plan in Independence Hall. Before, Independence Hall was actually the Pennsylvania State Courthouse, and it was there that the people over there talked about. It was where the Supreme Court, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, was. Okay, in 2010 to 2012, NPS also worked on the restoration of the Assembly Room and helped restore the Assembly Room to what you see now. The East and West wings were actually offices and lodging areas for the people who worked in the Supreme Court, and now the East Wing is used as a reception area and security, and the West Wing was used to store 18th century copies of the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and Articles of Confederation. The name Independence Hall may come from what General Lafayette said when he entered the Pennsylvania State Courthouse. He called it a Hall of Independence. There, in front of Independence Hall, there's a statue of George Washington, and there's two plaques that are near that show where Abraham Lincoln and JFK stood when they made a speech at Independence Hall. The Assembly Room was where the Declaration of Independence was signed in July 4th, 1776, and the Constitution was also signed on September 17th, 1787. And there's also the Rising Sun chair where George Washington sat and used that chair for at least 3 months during the Second Continental Congress. The Pennsylvania State, the Supreme Court Chamber, also represents the history before it became the Independence Hall. And on July 8th, 1776, the coat of arms of King George III was removed and replaced with the Pennsylvania coat of arms. And this was a sign of independence and freedom from the British rule. The bell tower and steeple, it's actually 168 feet tall and 7 1/4 inches. And on this, there's 10 floors that consist of the bell tower and steeple. And you can see part of it is brick on the bottom area, and that was the original tower. And then there's the wooden area, which was what William Strickland added. And on the second floor of the bell tower and steeple, you can see remnants of Benjamin Franklin's lightning rod, which he added on to conclude with electricity. On the second floor, there's an area. There's the large gallery, the committee chamber for the assembly, and the governor's chamber. The large gallery was used as a reception area for the people who would meet with the governor, and was also used for celebrations. When the British took over Philadelphia, they stored American prisoners of war in the large gallery. And also, the assembly area, the chamber, was also used to store military goods. And thank you for my tour. Thank you.